Blue. Hello and welcome to another race broadcast brought to you by Ocean Chief. Doing commentary solo today. We are going to be racing today on Baku, Azerbaijan. Very tough street circuit, long straights, and walls are very prominent on this track. So this is going to be a race of attrition. It's all about focus and avoiding damage to the car, any damage to the car, and that's going to seriously impede your race. Typically we see a lot of cars DNFing in this race, so it's going to be a very interesting one. I'd like to say hello to the guys in chat here watching. Hello Marston S. Marston I hear likes to race and listen in on the broadcast to pick up on some tire strategies. He's a very smart boy. Last race was in Australia and Rueful. Well, it's a bit of a strange one. There's some time penalties played into effect. So we had Martin G won on track, but Rueful actually won on penalties. But at post race, FAI decided to dock Rueful, and Don Alexi then took the victory. So. It's going to be interesting. There's a lot of guys who still have to, who had a bit of a nightmare in Australia, so they want to put that right whenever they get into this session. So qualifying has begun. We're 17 minutes down. We can see some of the cars coming out on track. Actually, quite a lot of cars coming out on track, and the crowd are going wild. It's a beautiful part of the world. Look at the skyline there, the modern looking buildings. The drivers won't have time to do that. They won't have time to take in the sights, as they need to keep a razor sharp focus here as we follow Pixel as he goes on an outlap. He's getting a bit of warmth into those tires. He's on Ultras, which are obviously going to be the fastest choice today for qualifying. Lots of very twisty sections here, very, like I've already mentioned, the walls are very, when you're driving in this circuit, they feel very closed in. So especially in the castle section where there's a chicane where you just need to thread the car through like a needle through a haystack. Does that even work? Confusing my anagrams here. My analogies or metaphors or whatever you want to call them. But as I say, I'm on my own today commentating. Mo can't make it, but he'll be back next week. So Pixel here, just getting his set up for his first hot lap. I think we'll ride on board with him and see how he can handle this circuit, if he can tame the track and put in a good time. Already seeing Windy is oh, I think that was Wendy just back there. He's already put it in the wall, so we already have one casualty in qualifying. The race hasn't begun just yet. So this is onto the start-finish race. Got that fast chicane at the beginning, but this part here is just about carrying as much top speed as possible. You've got your DRS zone just open up there, your little beep. And then braking just before the curb here down the third gear. One a little bit wide there, got a little bit hairy. Could have so easily just clipped the front wing on the corner. Again, very tight corner there, but it leads you onto this straight. So you want to get a really good exit, and you've got a really heavy braking zone here as you turn into the left, feed the car in. You're down to second gear. You want to just keep the back end from kicking out, and again down to second gear. And as we enter into what is known as the castle section, well, let's see how Pixel fares. You've got this sharp right, and then this very dangerous chicane. You almost feed the car in. You just have to have a lot of confidence there, or else you're not going to get a fast time there. So you can lose a lot of time there. You can also lose your front wing and possibly your life there. Joe McLean getting out of the way nicely for Pixel. The final corner into this fast chicane. Already seen some times being put on the board of 1:37.509 by Castle Doggo. And let's see what Pixel has in the tank this time around. He's up to 11 miles per hour. And he's third with a 1:38.856. So at the moment, Castle Doggo is in the lead with a 1:37.5, and just over 1 second behind him is Keyboard Magnuson. It's worth mentioning that Keyboard Magnuson is actually using keyboard. Yes, that's right, you heard me correctly. He is using a keyboard, and he is currently second on the standings. And let's see who else. We've got Don Alexi, who won last year. Oh, and we just went on board as Don Alexi. That's what I was talking about. If you get that wrong, it can cost you, and that cost Don Alexi 2 of his front wheels. He is now out of qualifying. He did qualify, managed to get a time on the board. It was 5th position, so not exactly a disaster, but not great all the same. And we're seeing a few people drop out. So you got Pixelmeister is also another victim of that. Well, we didn't actually see where he went off, but I'm assuming he got caught up in that carnage. Let's see who else. We've got a few guys out on track at the minute. Just to see who's on a fast lap. Yoko, he was struggling last time. Let's see what he's got as he crosses the start finish. Now he's coming into the pits. Yeah, I was looking at his speed there. It didn't look like he was hitting a very good top speed there. While locking up there, sector 1. Looks like he's on a hot lap. Lots of locking up here. He's just trying to eke everything out of the car. And let's see how WoW does in this castle section. Really heavy braking just before the 50-meter board. You can use some of the curb there, feed it in second gear up to 4th. Nice and neat. It's all about momentum, carrying as much speed as possible whilst trying not to lose the car. As you saw the back end just try to escape WoW, but he managed to get it under control. Flat out in this section, another heavy braking zone. As you go left, this is so easy to get wrong. You can just clip that curb and it will unsettle the car, throw you into the wall. Front wing gone. Wow, under the back. I was gonna say the back's straight, but this is actually the start finish straight. It's so long, it could be also the back straight. WoW has already got a 1:40.6 on the board. Let's see if he can improve. 213, 214 miles per hour, and he crossed the line. He's up to 5th over 139.5, so he was able to improve somewhat, but not quite able to get into the 138s or 137s. So 10 minutes left of the session. Castle Doggo is in prime position. Now, might be worth just having a look to see what tires everyone is currently on. So well, that's interesting. Wow, he's on softs, so that'll account for why he's about 2 seconds off the pole position there. He's obviously thinking about using a different strategy today. Just getting used. The Pixel Master crashed on the straight, so I'm not sure how I managed that. Maybe a hardware issue. It's quite difficult to crash on a straight. But somehow Pixel Master has managed it. And it looks like, wow, maybe just backing off for this lap here now. Let's see if we can find anything else now. Now we're watching Martin G, who actually won Australia on track, but picked up a number of penalties. Not going to see as many penalties here today, I would imagine, just because of the nature of the track. It's a walled circuit, street circuit, so there's not really that many opportunities to go off track, but you can still pick up the odd warning, so we'll keep an eye on that as the race progresses. And Martin G, he's on softs as well, so there is a number of guys here who are opting for a different strategy, trying something different, which is always worth a shot. So 3 cars out at the minute. We've actually got Roofle, he's on an outlap as well, so we'll keep an eye on that. And there's a number of guys that have yet to set times. John McLean, Danny Tarr, Doughmaster and Roofle. So going to be interesting to see where Roofle can put himself on those super sauce. But for now we will stay on board with we'll stay with Martin G as he starts his hot lap. And across the finish line he goes. We've got a yellow flag in Sector 2, but Sector 1 and Sector 2. Oh, Martin G just clipping the wall there. I don't think there would have been much damage there, but it's not going to do much for your confidence as he approaches heavy braking zone. Yes, again, going wide. Maybe an issue with setup there, or maybe the tires are just cutting it right now, but it looks like he's struggling on the exit of every corner, and that is not going to be good on this track. Really, it's all about confidence here, and if you don't feel like you have the car under you to navigate the corners. Oh, we have a pile up here. This is Castle section. You've got Roofle and there's a few other cars there, so that's unfortunate. Oh, and Martin G picks up a 5 place penalty. That is disastrous for Martin G. Now FAI may look at that afterwards, because obviously there was no issue there with Martin G. Just came across that accident and there's not much he could do about it. But that's something to keep an eye out for on the race, as we see Marson S puts in a 137.7 to take him second. Doughmaster is now third with a 138. So we've got 2 guys now managing 137.7s on the Ultra Sauce. Roofle has retired. He has not put a lap on the board. He's fell victim to Castle section. Castle Doggo and Marson, they're currently first and second, are now entering the pits now. Martin G choosing just to obviously felt Marson was going a little bit too slow in the pits there, or Castle Doggo, sorry, and just overtook him in the pit lane. Bit cheeky. So Martin G was not able to improve in that time as he was impeded by that accident in Castle section. Looks like that accident is being cleared up as there is no yellow flags on track at the moment. But let's see, Danny Tard is on an outlap. He is the only running car that has yet to set at time. So let's have a look at Danny Tard in the Toro Rosso. He's on the Ultra Sauce, so this is, you could really say this is the start of his lap here at the beginning of the straight, because you want to get a really good exit. It's all about finding the best top speed. Your DRS zone is there, so his DRS should be open right now as he goes up to a top speed of 212 miles per hour. Nice exit on the first corner. Which in this second corner, just have to keep it tight. A little bit of a lock up, but tidy enough. Carried a good momentum through there. And down into this heavy braking zone. It's so easy to get this wrong, but he almost flung the car into that corner. A little bit of drift going on there, drift style, but he manages it. He's controlling it well. and down to third here, then quickly down to second for the sharp right-hander. Small straight, and then we're into castle section. So this is the dreaded castle section. We've claimed so many victims already. Oh, and I think Danny Tart actually clipped the wall there, but he managed to get away with it. As he's into sector 3 now, flat out around these fast left-handers into this heavy braking zone. Just avoiding the curb on the left there and using the curb on the runoff on the right. They got a yellow flag in sector 3. Yep, it looks like the fast chicane might have claimed the victim. Now, it is quite easy to get that wrong. We see Wessel is actually, he's out of the qualifying session due to a crash in the fast chicane on the long start finish straight. So that's something I'll be keeping an eye out for as well, because if any drivers pick up any damage as the race progresses, that fast chicane is going to be torturous to navigate. Looks like Danny Tart is pulling over for faster cars here, but Danny Tart gets a 138 flat, so he's put himself in the third position. So both the Toro Rosso now are marking with the second position, Danny Tart in third. So it's looking very good for Toro Rosso at the moment. We've got a Renault in fourth with Dumaster, and Pixel is on an outlap, as are a number of other cars. So there's still time for one more lap, I believe, but the guys will need to leave the pit quickly. I've seen a number of guys on their outlap here. So John McLean is down in 15th on Super Sauce. So let's have a look at how he is doing right now. John McLean and the McLaren had a good performance in Australia. Sector 1, yellow flag. John McLean just pulling over there. And Keyboard Magnussen through on a hot lap. Castle Doggo sets another fastest lap of 137.4. Marson S is out, but is in second position currently. Possibly another victim of the fast chicane. We're getting yellow flags in sector 2 and 3 that could indicate issues in the castle section again. Danny Tart retired from session, so only a number of cars left on track here to complete a lap. We'll keep an eye on the leaderboard to see if any faster times are put on the board. Keyboard Magnussen decides to withdraw from the session. You see him on the left hand side, or no, that's TZ Bro, who is currently in 5th position. He won't have time for another lap, so it'll be his final lap time. John McLean is on quite a tidy lap. He's on Super Sauce. Car is drifting a little bit through the corners and losing some speed there. It will lose some time overall, but down to second. Castle Dog was also out, so he will not improve in the castle section here. Oh, I always wince when I see cars go through that section. It is so tight, and he manages to get through in one piece. John McLean is a 140.6 on the board. We'll be looking to improve on that, and looks on course to do just that. But how much faster can John McLean go? We've got yellow flags in sector 1, sector 2, sector 3. We see a car ahead. Hopefully he stays out of the way of John McLean as he gets to complete this lap. His DRS open, top speed 212, 213, and across the line he goes into 9th position. So not a bad lap from John McClane. We've got Bucci in 8th, 138.969. Martin G is just went 4th quickest on Super Sauce, so he is looking good. He is the top runner of the Super Sauce. Don Alexi is up to he's sauce, but anyone outside the top 10 will have free choice on tire. So slight advantage in that regard. They'll have fresh tires and be able to use whatever strategy they want, whereas the top 10 guys are locked into the tire that they set their fastest lap on, so there will be some tire wear on that, and also a number of guys in ultras will have to pit somewhat earlier as the tire performance falls off the cliff. Looks like this session is pretty much wrapped up. Yes, TZ Bro is retired from the session, so we are all set. John McClane, 11th position, so he gets, as I said, free choice on his tire selection, so he has a little bit of an advantage, but he will be outside the top 10, so he has got a lot of ground to make up. A lot of the guys in front of him will be on ultras, so he knows they may be faster initially, but he should be able to take them as they hit early for the first pit stop. Castle Doggo, I believe is Doggerbot, is in first position, 0.3 behind Marson S. The only two drivers who managed to get a 1:37 lap time, the rest are 1:38 through to 1:39s. Danny Tard's in third. He's looking good there in the second Toro Rosso. And Marson S, thank you for confirming, it is Dogger. See my power observation. 2 plus 2 equals 4? Let me just check that. Am I joking? Right. So I'm hoping for a dry race today. Otherwise, I envisage carnage ahead. I envisage carnage ahead anyway, but we will see how that goes. I may well be surprised. Castle section obviously is going to be a very difficult section, especially if a car gets, as we saw in qualifying, gets kind of wedged sideways here. And formation lap is underway. So let's have we'll run down the order of drivers just to see. Castle Doggo, who was known as Doggerbot in the previous race, he will be taking the lead position, and he is on those ultra sauce. I believe he may have done as many as 2-3 laps on those already, so gonna have to pit relatively earlier than most of the other cars. So let's have a look at the tire section. D2 tire, okay. Yeah, so the top 3 guys are in ultra sauce. Wow, 125, first guy on the super sauce. So initially, as we were contemplating, the top 3 guys will have that advantage early on, but wow, his tires will last a little bit longer, so he has a bit of an advantage in the long game. And Castle Doggo, Marson and Danny Tartar are going to want to build up a good gap, try to protect their position. So very interested to see how the strategies play out today. We could see a couple of 1 stops, maybe a couple of 2 stops, and even 3, 4 and 5 stops given the nature of this track and the impact that damage can have. It's notorious for front wing damage. As we see, the cars are on the start finish straight. Castle Dog was actually just being disqualified, it looks like. So he gets reset on the he gets reset on the grid. His tires shouldn't be too much of an issue, but it might be a little bit colder than the rest of the guys here. You can see them weaving back and left. Or pixel left. A few guys getting disqualified there, probably just for a bit of contact or whatever. But here we see the drivers pull up on the grid. I'm getting very excited. This is Baku, season 8 for SOR, and I have no idea who's going to win this, so this is very exciting. So the cars are now in position. Just waiting on the lights. Sometimes it seems like forever. 5 lights. And we are go for the Baku Grand Prix. Let's see. Oh, massive wheel spin there. A lot of smoke in the back. And Marson takes position on the first corner. Oh, car. Oh, I can't even keep up with what just happened there. But oh, there's a lot of damage being picked up. Marson, he's definitely got front wing damage, and I believe that was WOW 125 or possibly. I would need to watch a replay of that, but basically Marson went wide on that first corner and forced. Oh, and the teammates Toro Rosso. It is disaster as Marson and Danny Tar get tangled up in the wall. This is a disaster. What started off looking like a perfect dream is now turned into a nightmare. This is a complete disaster. Marson stays on track. Danny Tart is retired. Danny Tart is out. WOW 125 is down to 8th position. But let's go to the front and see what is going on there. Keybar Magson's up to 3rd position. Doggo was the guy who was caught up in that first corner incident with Marson. I believe he may well have damage, but he's managed to keep it in 6th position now, down to 8th. He's losing positions, but Keyboard Magnussen is in 1st position, believe it or not, in the Haas. Pixel in 2nd. Oh, back end getting loose. So Pixel Master is retired from the session. So we're already seeing retirements on lap 1 of this Grand Prix, with 25 laps to go, 17 cars on track, and already we are seeing fireworks as Keyboard Magnussen is already pulling out of a 1 second gap. Pixel looked like he was pretending to go into the pits there, so sending a little dummy there. Oh, and there's Pixel remains in 2nd, but Butchie is now in 3rd. Let's have a look. There's a bit of a scrap going on here. Reynolds getting a bit untidy, a Doughmaster. And I believe that maybe desync we're seeing there. There's 2 cars. Yeah, that's a bug, unfortunately. But yes, TZ Bro and John McLean getting tangled up there, but that is not actually what those drivers are experiencing. They just are most likely not seeing each other on track, so a lot of close racing here. We just need to keep an eye on things. Oh, that looked like a crash there behind, but again, that's a desync issue, so we'll try to ping the mind to that. Looks like Pixel is actually managing to close up, so let's have a look at the intervals. The intervals aren't loading up for me at the minute, so we're going in blind a little bit, but Keyboard Master has a little bit of a gap, but it's not quite enough. Once DRS opens up in the 3rd lap, we may see him fall victim to DRS on the main straight. Oh, he took a lot out of corner there. That was very daring. Keyboard Magnussen is on form today. He is just throwing the car around the corner. I would say that was dangerous, but he seems to have it under control. And again, let's just have a look at the lap data here. We're still not seeing the intervals, but hopefully they'll sort themselves out as the drivers cross the start-finish line. So action-packed so far. We're staying at the front of the field, but I'm sure there's a lot of battles happening throughout. A lot of fast laps coming up there in quick succession. Rufel is actually the one who pips all else. 142.336. Keyboard Magnussen is getting under a lot of pressure here. Did I see a front wing fall off there? Or part of front wing? I'm not sure. But Magnussen manages to keep it in 1st position. Let's go down the order a little bit, see what's happening down the field. Pixel. He's staying close on Keyboard Magnussen. He knows that DRS is open this lap. He wants to keep so close. And we've got a yellow flag there. So let's have a look down there. I keep saying we can, but the action up top here is hard to take my eyes away from. So we've got Bucci in third. We're seeing this, some of these interval timings coming through there. So you'll go on a 3-second time penalty. I think Martin G actually would have got a warning for that cut on the curb he just went. And there's a castle section of, looks like all cars have made themselves way through that section nicely on this lap anyway. Oh, wow, 125. He was down in last, I believe, at one position, but now he's up to 10th. Wendy is Yoko's actually retired from section, and is he a victim? Oh no, Wendy. I thought Wendy lost a wheel there, but he got a 5-second stop-go penalty on top of losing his front wing in the castle section. He will fall down the order, which is unfortunate. We've got Marson, who's right behind him now, who obviously he's managed to deal with his own issues, but he's putting his head down, getting himself focused, and trying to work himself back up the order. And damage limitation for him. Still could be points on the day. He's in 12th position at the moment on those soft tires. We've got Pixel is pitted already, so that's from second position. So that must be for damage. So Keyboard Magnussen up top is he's looking good right now. He is looking very good, although he is the only guy in the top 6 on Ultra Sauce. So I'm not sure how he's going to be feeling right now. There's going to be a lot of pressure, but he obviously needs to focus on the race. But his mind will wander. He will be aware that he's on Ultra Sauce, 3-lap old Ultra Sauce, whereas the guys behind are on Super Sauce, 3-lap old Ultra Sauce. So Martin G is closing in rapidly on Keyboard Magnussen, and he may well. Oh, and we'll just see the debris on that corner. That is such a horrible goal. Martin G takes a position. He goes into the final corner, comes out, and it looks like Bucci also took advantage of that situation. Keyboard Magnussen within one corner is dropped 2 positions. And are we going to see Keyboard Magnussen going into the pits on the 3rd lap? DRS is open. He is indeed. He is going into the pits. So we now have a new leader of this Grand Prix, Martin G, who we saw lead most of the race in Australia, only to be denied victory due to time penalties. Is now in the lead with Bucci, who I don't believe was at the first race in Australia. So he's a bit of an unknown quantity. He's 0.2 behind Martin G at the moment. So he will want to be putting the pressure on, hoping that Martin G makes mistakes, picks up penalties. As we see, Castle Doggo sets a new fastest lap of the race, 140. I can't remember, 141.5. He's in 10th position. So there's a lot of the the top guys are actually dotted down into midfield and beyond, and will be working their way up their ranks. So we'll need to keep an eye on that, as Martin G is pulling out a little bit of a lead here on Bucci, 0.7. We're just staying with them for now because I want to see how. Oh, he took a lot of curve there. He is trying to build up that gap. He wants to get out of that 1 second DRS zone. He's on 0.8 right now. The DRS activation zone, to be honest, I'm not sure where it gets triggered here, but I know they activate. Oh yeah, it's the white line, so he's just crossed the white line there, so he's 0.6 ahead. We'll see Bucci now will be able to close in a little bit, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Yes, Martin G, yeah, he managed to keep that at 0.5 seconds. And John McLean is right close up behind Bucci, had a little bit of a look there, but chose wisely. Bucci just getting a little bit loose on the back end there, just car darted out to the left hand side. That's not going to install him with confidence, as both John and Bucci. Oh! Bucci came off the worst for that one. He's actually lost a number of positions, so the FIA might want to have a look at that. Oh, he's actually put the car in the wall there. Yeah, he's retired. So I'm not sure if that's a bit of a rage quit. Unfortunately, to just stay on there now. John McClane, to be fair, did squeeze him out, and there's no runoff area on this track, so that's pretty much game over at that point. Keyboard Maxim down in 6th position. See Bucci pull in there for retire. Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. Now there is an interesting name up in the top position, or the top 3 positions. We've got Ruffel 0.4 behind John McClane. We know Ruffel is very, very fast. We know this from Australia, where he won on time penalties, only to lose the victory after the race due to an FIA review of an incident on the last lap with Don Alexi. So he's going to want to, he's going to be hungry for this victory. So he's in prime position right now, as we see him with DRS. But oh, he's able to go around the outside of John McClane. John McClane's struggling a little bit there. Ruffel was able to go around the outside. Now that's unusual. Usually the inside line is the preferred line, but Yoko in chat saying he brake checked me. So we didn't actually catch what happened with you, Yoko, but yeah, it's unfortunate. We've got Bucci, Yoko, Pixel Beister, and Danny Tard all retired at this time, and I'm sure there will be more victims to add to that list as the race progresses. We're lap 7 of lap 26, and we're seeing Ruffel just pull out a gap now, quite a big gap in quite a short time. And John McClane just looks like he lacks that confidence in the castle section there. He's taking it rather cautiously. It will be losing his time. Hi to Kai in chat. Report John McClane. Drive like Verstappen, stupid and brain dead. Obviously not a Verstappen fan. Exciting racing though. Can't deny that. And quite a number of gaps opening up here. So I think the closest gap on track at the minute is Fox with Don Alexi. Now Don Alexi down in 12th position. He actually won the Australia Grand Prix, so he's on 5 lap old softs. There's Marcel taking a 5-second stop go penalty. Marcel down in 10th position. Castle Doggo is making up some time on TZ Bro for that 8th position. Let's jump up to him now. We've got TZ Bro. So he had DRS open there, but it wasn't quite enough to make up the gap. But he's right up on the rear end of TZ Bro. TZ Bro's going to feel this pressure. He just wants to keep calm, focused. DRS open for Castle Doggo. He's thinking about, he puts his nose in, and it's just enough to warn TZ Bro, spook TZ Bro a little bit. I managed to take his position. The TZ Bro not putting up too much of a fight. He knows the Castle Doggo is faster at this point in the race, so probably a wise position. Track is some of the windier parts are not ideal for overtakes. Obviously, you want to be patient and wait for those long straights. TZ Bro just hanging on top, and we've got a yellow flag in sector 2. I believe that is Marcel. We're on board with Wessel. Let's see if we can see. Oh, Wessel just clipping the wall there in the castle section. I think Marcel also may have had a little bit of an issue in the castle sessions. Castle, oh, blah, blah, blah. Castle section. And I wonder if Marcel has actually picked up some damage there. We did see Wessel crack the wall a good bit. That's not going to be great for the car. And yeah, I believe Marcel does have some damage there. You can see he wasn't very confident going through the fast chicane, and he looks like he is pulling over, indicating he's going for the pits here. Yes. Will Wessel join him or stay out? Wessel, yeah, he decides to pit as well, so probably a wise decision. Wendy all the way down in 15, currently last position. So a couple of drivers having a bit of a nightmare today. Wendy now picks up 2 positions as Marcel and Wessel are getting their front wings changed. So let's see now. TZ Bro is staying on the back of Castle Doggo, keeping within that 1 second range. So that's going to be good for the DRS. You see them just going for that castle section. It wins every time, even if I'm not the one driving. It's so easy. The margin for error in that section is minimal. Martin G is still in the lead with Ruffle 1.7 behind. John McLean dropping back a little bit to 4.2 and in fourth 1.2, but wow, 125 is all the way up into 5th position. Keyboard Magnuson, who initially would look very good for this race, is now down to 6th position. So I wonder if he's struggling a little bit. He's on 5-lap old super sauce, so oh, and we've got a car dropping down the order. We've got Pixel in the pits with Fox in the pits, and we've seen Pixel get a front wing change. Oh, and a double stack, so it's going to be a bit of a delay there for Fox to get into position there as he gets a front wing. So as we've already seen, there's been a number of front wing changes already. This track is well known for that. Morrison S is right behind Don Alexi. We know these guys are fast, so let's see as Don Alexi just not getting the best exit out of that corner. Morrison S is thinking about it. This is the castle section, so oh, Don Alexi. Yeah, he did a lip break in there, one a bit wide. Morrison thought about it, but this is, as I say, the castle section. You do not want to go too wide. You cannot go too wide for the castle section. So Morrison wisely choosing patience. He knows this DRS zone is coming up, and if he can stay on the back of Don Alexi right now, just showing Don Alexi a little bit of Toro Rosso in his mirrors as he a bit of a contact from the wall there, but nothing too serious. We've got a yellow flag in sector 2. Pixel is out. I wonder, is that, yes, it looks like a Pixel is another victim of the castle section. Yes, he is lodged on the right hand side. So cars are going to have to be careful as they navigate through this section. Oh, that was unfortunate. Yeah, Pixel just ghosted it to the last second, but spooked Marcel, who had a bit of contact there and actually got passed by Wessel. But let's go back up to, yeah, we come back and Morrison's done the move already on the start finish straight. So DRS, patience paid off for him there, but Don Alexi's still 0.4 behind, 0.3. He's going to want to repay the favor if he can just hang on to the rear end of Morrison here. If he can stay within 0.5, 0.6, he has a good chance in the back finish straight, but yeah, he's keeping the gap so far, and we're coming to this dreaded castle section. The cars get a nice cut across the curb there. Nice and tidy for the castle section. Don Alexi not getting quite as good an exit. Still the gap remains at 0.5. Marson taking a lot of curb there. Don Alexi choosing to play it safe. And this exit will be crucial for this DRS zone as we enter the start-finish straight. And it looks like Marson has got a better exit from the final corner there. The gap's going up to 0.8. Don Alexi not able to activate the DRS until now. We should see that gap come down, but it's already up to 1 second. So, and we're seeing a lot of pit action here as Wow125. He is just coming out of the pits there. He's dropped down and comes out in 10th position. So quite a number of swaps there in position as we see Duelmaster and John McClane. Duelmaster makes a move on John McClane. So Renault is now up to 6th position. TZ Bro is in 5th position. Castle Doggo on Super Sauce, he's in 4th. He's going to be wanting to pit sometime soon as those tires will have seen better days. Just trying to get my bearings here. There's so much action happening on the circuit, and we're seeing John McClane. John McClane has had an issue. It looked like it was before the castle section it even had begun. Yeah, he's definitely got an issue with the car. Can't see any front wing damage, but yes, definitely has some damage on the car there. He's being very cautious. That's going to be a disaster for John McClane. He's literally got those new softs on. He's just pitted and he will now have to pit again. That's disaster. They'll most likely see him slide down the order even further, effectively ending his race. Let's see, Marson S is now 0.3 behind Duelmaster. He's going to want to put the pressure on. Duelmaster is going to see the blue in his mirrors. He's want to just... Oh, Duelmaster tries to close off the move and is successful. Marson S just staying right on his rear, and he's going to go for the inside move. No, he decides better. Yes, we're seeing very intelligent driving from here from Marson as he chooses just to remain patient. We saw this a couple of laps ago. Oh, as he has actually managed to go up the side. This is going to be deeply sketchy. There's 4 cars bunched up here. That could have went so wrong. I think there might have even actually been some contact from Marson. Marson is itching to get past Duelmaster. Duelmaster is holding him up and costing him some time here. Is he going to go for a move here? Unlikely, no. Oh, more contact there. And that's going to put even more pressure on Duelmaster. He's going to feel that contact. He's going to feel that constant pressure, just like a pressure pop all over. May force a mistake, but Marson S has got a good exit. He's 0.3 behind. We'll see the DRS open, but he's already got a better exit, and he's got better top speed already. Managed to get in a bit of slipstream. DRS is open. I should get a better camera angle, but Marson S is able to clear Duelmaster. Duelmaster is thinking about going down the inside. Oh, as there's a big lockup from Don Alexi there, as he managed to hold on to that 8th position, but that looked incredibly sketchy. Tipsy Bob giving great job, Chief. Well, giving you a taste for commentating. You're welcome to join me anytime. The 2 Irish commentators. That could be a live wire team for sure. No one would probably understand this, including ourselves. But we could, I suppose we could get subtitles on the go. Let's see, we've got Foxes in the pits once again, so yeah, I wonder, let's have a look just for out of interest to see how many stops. So you've already seen there's windy, has had 3 stops. So I actually called that in qualifying. I said this race will be 1 stop, 2 stop, possibly 3, 4 or 5 stop. Because of the nature of the circuit, it's a street circuit, contact with the wall will result in some damage. As Fox is almost picks up damage on the second corner there as he exits the pits. Now we've kind of not been following the what's been going on up front, but Ruffel is now in prime position. He's in top position, and if we look at that information, it's saying that he's made up 18 positions. So he's effectively went from last to first. So he is looking really good right now. He's on those soft tires, and he's on his second set of softs, it looks like, on the 4-lap old softs. We've got a yellow flag in sector 2. This could be interesting, as Ruffel is about to, he's just in sector 2 at the minute, so if there is an issue in castle section, he'll need to be on this green flag again, so no issue there for him. Keyboard Magnussen is in second position, but he's on 10-lap old super soft tires, so he is going to want to pit soon. So really, Martin G is looking like he's really going to be the second position once Keyboard Magnussen pits. With T Zebro, then we'll move up to third, and Marcin S, who had that horrific first corner incident with his teammate, and I'm sure there's going to be a lot of controversy over that, and the FIA are going to obviously have a look at that, so that is going to be interesting. But Marcin cannot think about that right now. He has to get focused. He has to just put the pedal to the metal, as they say, and keep that. Oh, we've got a car on track. It's Marcel right in the middle of the track. That is unfortunate. Marcel is the sick victim then. Keyboard Magnussen is in pits. Let's see where he comes out. He's entering the pits right now. Wessel has retired. So we've another car there retired. Not quite sure where Wessel retired. Let's see. Looks like castle section. Yeah, so he's lost in castle section as Fox just had to squeeze it between the wall and his car. Hopefully Wessel can get that car retrieved from track so as to not cause any further incidents. Now let's try to recompose ourselves. Ruffel is in first position, 5-lap old tires with 15-second gap to Martin G. So although Ruffel had a nightmare of a qualifying session where he wasn't able to put a lap on the board, he is looking great right now. There's sector 1 flag out. Castle Doggo has lost position to Marcin. Oh, this looks like a good battle as Marcin tries to retake a position. Marcin retakes a position as Castle Doggo goes wide. This gets a bit scruffy there, and that was some great racing from Marcin. Once again, Marcin has pitted and he's only lost 2 positions, so that's great for him. He's now in the super sauce, so he's going to want to put a charge on and attack the top 5 guys on the soft tires. TZ Bro will want to pit soon enough, so maybe another position for him there to pick up. And Tipsy Bob is saying that Ruffel could just about cover a second pit stop with his pace at the minute with that 15-second gap. Yeah, you're right. I mean, if he gets, and it looks like he's on track to do so, but if he gets another 5-10 seconds added to that interval, he can easily just get a free pit stop today. So that's something to keep in mind. Don Alexi is in 9th position. Now these 3 guys, we know these guys are very fast, very good racers, so let's follow these guys into corner 2. All tidy so far. Don Alexi is there. Don Alexi's got DRS, Castle Dogo's got DRS, but not quite enough to make a move on Martin S, who's going to be feeling the heat right now. Castle Dogo actually just moved out of the way there, it looked, to let Don Alexi pass, so that was interesting. I wonder if he's got an issue as he picked up some damage. We are not too sure, but we'll keep an eye on that. So Martin S just managing to keep these two guys behind him for now. Excuse me, they're all on identical tires with pretty much identical tire wear. All three managed to make it through the castle section safely. And 12 cars left on track, so already 7 cars in total have DNF'd. I think the FAA are going to be very busy after this race, given the amount of incidents we've seen so far, and some of them were very questionable at the best. As we see Castle Dogo, Don Alexi, Martin S on the start-finish straight. Castle Dogo looks like he's lost a good bit of time to Don Alexi, but Don Alexi is right behind Martin S as he goes to the outside. Martin S choosing to cover the inside line. Don Alexi's not giving up. He's holding up, and Martin S has got the preferred inside line here. Both cars make it through. I was a bit worried there'd be a bit of contact and maybe a bit of damage. So easy to just collect a car there if you get the braking wrong. Oh, and Don Alexi being very aggressive there in his defense of that corner, but Martin S gets a way better exit on that corner, but isn't able to make a stick. This is great racing, the wheel to wheel, but something has got to give as we enter sector 2. It's such a and Martin S just getting the nose in. We've seen him be patient before, but he's really going for it now against Don Alexi. Losing a little bit of time now as they enter in the castle section. Again, all cars making it through safely. And yes, I did wince once again as all 3 cars went through the castle section. So let's see what the margin is now. We've got Don Alexi is pulling away. He's got a 1 second lead just in those few corners. So Martin S is dropping back a little bit. He may well be out of the DRS zone, which will be absolutely music to Don Alexi's ears. Yeah, it looks like he's managed to escape that DRS gap. 1.2 is the gap, but Martin S has something more to worry about, and Castle Dogo right behind him, who has got DRS. Martin S is now a sitting duck. Martin S choosing to aggressively defend the inside line, and Castle Dogo, bit of contact there, and FAA, oh no, this is just exactly what I was hoping that would be avoided. These cars, this is the problem. Martin S has got DRS, but it looks like Castle Dogo's actually got the better speed coming up here, and there is quite a lot of contact here on this lap, as these 2 cars are fighting over the position, and this is getting a little bit messy, a bit scruffy. FAA are going to be busy today, I tell you. Martin S holding on to position, but the question is, was it fair? Was it a fairly held position? Was he too aggressive in his defense of that? Oh, we need to study that, the succession of corners again, but there was definitely a lot of unnecessary contact as Castle Dogo just goes wide there. He's dropped down 1.1 seconds to Martin S, so it looks like he's backing off for now, but yeah, red mist has descended in the cockpits of Castle Dogo and Martin S. TZ Bro now in the pits, drops down to 6th position. Should hold that 6th position as Don Alexi's quite a gap to him, 21 seconds down the road. So Rueful has managed to increase his gap to 2nd position to 18.5. So Martin G is able to match his pace just about, but It looks like Rifle is commanding this race at this time. Wow, 125, super impressive, is up to third. Had that lap 1 incident, and of course has battled his way back into third position, which is great. And then Doughmaster we've got in fourth with Keymore Magnussen on a fresh set of super sauce. It's 4 seconds behind Doughmaster in fifth then. So quite a lot of gaps opening up here as we have progressed deep into this race. We're now on lap 20. I would say that unless anyone needs to pit for front wing damage accumulated in these last few laps, that there will not be any further pit stops. I think Rufo should be able to make these soft tires last 16 laps, and he's got a big enough gap not to. He can kind of take it easy. Just wants to maintain the gap and just take care of those tires as he kind of nurses the car home to victory. Tipsy Bob, Castle Doggo must be fuming with Martin S. late moves. Jeez. Yes, indeed. As I say, FIA are going to be all over that, I imagine. So it looks like the battle is kind of died off for now. I wonder if actually Castle Doggo picked up some. There was a lot of contact there, so that he may have picked up a little bit of damage on his front wing. He seemed okay for the fast chicane there, but he's dropped 6.5 seconds behind, so he's actually outside the points now. So maybe that was why they were fighting so hard, because that was the last point on the board there, the 10th position. No one's willing to give it up. I'll tell you who has gone unnoticed in this race is Windy 301. Had an absolute rubbish start to this race. Was effectively out of this, but is now up to 9th position. It is 1.2 seconds behind John McClane. .4, so don't seem to be making any major inroads, but we'll keep an eye on this. Sam Fox has left session, so he's retired, or has he rage quit? But his car's still on the track, which is unfortunate. He was in 12th position, so he's decided to bail. Castle Doggo then is in the effectively last position. Castle Doggo is on Ultra Sauce, so he is pitted, as well as Marson. Now that's interesting. Castle Doggo's opted to go for Ultra Sauce, whereas Marson S is gone for Super Sauce. So we'll keep an eye on that gap. It's 6 seconds for now, but Castle Doggo has got 4 or 5 laps in which to close up with Marson S. And we're seeing Windy 301 is closing right up behind John McClane. Let's see if John McClane's going to die hard here, or is he going to maintain the position? Yes, I went there. Yes, I went there. Castle Doggo is on a charge. He's a 139.546, fastest lap of the section, fastest lap of the race. Sorry. My voice is starting to go. This has just been an incredible Grand Prix, and I'm gonna have to watch this one back a few times just to digest what's going on. And Don Alexi picking up a 3-second time penalty, so there's a few penalties on the time penalties on the board, so that's going to play into effect as well. As we see Windy send it up the inside, he chose to do that just before the castle section, get out of the way, and takes 8th position, and John McClane down to 9th. So John McClane is actually at risk of being caught by Marson S and Castle Doggo. Marson S is maintaining a position to Castle Doggo, who's on the faster tires, but maintaining the gap around 6 seconds. But Marson S is closing in big time on John McClane, and both Marson S and Castle Doggo could well take John McClane at this point. So the race is not over. Just gonna have a look down the order now as Rufel has built up his gap to 21 seconds, and it's just really, this is just like a masterclass from last position to first. This is going to be quite the performance, and will send a message to all the rest of the drivers this season that he means business. Martin G, he's in second position, 22 seconds down the road now. While 125 is 1.5, make that 1 second. He is closing up big time on Martin G, so we may well see a final few lap battle here, hopefully. Wow. Started in 4th, so he's improved 1 position there. And we see Fox with 4 stops, Castledogo 3, Marson 3 stops. But Rufel, the top 4 guys, I've only had 1 stop, so it looks like the one stop strategy is OP. Wow, it's got the gap down to 0.8. Let's ride on board as we see him try to close down on Martin G. Martin G is going to be feeling the pressure big time. The walls are going to feel like they're closing in. Well, as we see here, while 125, he does tend to have a lot of lockups, but to see him try to eke everything out of the car, and yeah, these last few laps looked a bit scrappy, and he's actually lost a bit of time, but he just had his final 2 corners, he's managed to get it. So the gap has been maintained around about 1 second, but if he can just get a good exit on the final corner, and he's down to 0.5 here, so he's looking very good. As I say, if he can get a really good run off this final corner, he will look good for second. But Martin G is obviously not going to just give up that position without a fight. Martin G is just holding his nerve right now. So easy just to clip the wall. As while not getting the best exit there, the gap is 0.5. Is it enough for the DRS to be effective for the overtake? Let's find out. And DRS is activated now. Martin G does not want him in a slipstream, so he's waving a little bit across the track. Will Martin G close off that inside line? He does. He chose to close on the inside line and holds a position for now. While 125 just choosing to be a bit patient, but he sends it down the inside. That was quite an ambitious move. I would say that wasn't very nice, but see Martin G is weaving in displeasure. That could have ended disastrously for both these guys, but thankfully looks like no one came off worse to wear. But while 125 is not letting up in the pressure, and Martin G after that, I wonder if while 125 got a little bit of front wing damage there, because that is going to impede him massively. That is definitely not what he needs right now. So Martin G looks like he's very super cautious around that section. There's Castle section as well. While 125 just almost clipping the wall there. I can hardly keep my eyes open for that. Oh, so sketchy, so sketchy. And it looks like while 125 is dropping back a little bit. Just a little bit. Martin G knows he just can't let while 125 get close, or else while 125 is probably going to send it up the inside again. And that makes you very nervous when you've got a guy like that behind you. The second place battle is looking super juicy right now. We've got a yellow flag in sector 1. We're going to stay on board here with while 125 is dropping down massively. I think he may well have picked up a little bit of damage, so he may just settle, as we are actually on the final lap of this Grand Prix. Let's have a look at the positional change. Yep. So it looks like everybody's sorted himself out. There's seems to be a nice spread throughout the field. I don't think we're going to get that final lap battle we were so hopeful of, but plenty of action throughout this Grand Prix. Just last lap, Russell just a little bit cautious there for Castle, and just rightly so. You don't want to throw away first position on the last lap. You would never live that down. It's safe to say Ruffle, with 22-second gap to second position, has this one in the bag. Actually clipped the wall there a little bit. Not sure if that was intentional or not. Just got this fast chicane to navigate, and it's just a walk in the park to the start finish line as Ruffle wins race 2 in Azerbaijan, Baku, from last position. He made up 18 positions. He made the most of those initial incidents in the first laps of the Grand Prix. A commanding victory for him, and that's going to put 25 points on the table as we see Martin G. Just see how big that gap was. Martin G in second position. Another strong finish from Martin G. Domaster is in third, while 125 is fourth. Keyboard Magnussen, great fifth position from him. TZ Bro, he finishes where he qualified. Don Alexi up 5 positions to 7th. Windy, after initial nightmare start, he did not so bad. He managed to get it back up to 8th position, so great great example of damage limitation from him. Marson S, absolute nightmare of a start to the Grand Prix for him and his teammate, but he managed to pick up 9th position, with 10th I believe was 10th position was Dogo? Yeah, Dogo. So not too many penalties picked up there. We've got Wow with a 3-second penalty, Don Alexia 3-second, Castle Dogo, another, oh sorry, Fox with a 3-second penalty. So 12 cars finished, although Fox did leave the session there, so effectively 11 cars finished. Castle Dogo unfortunate not to pick himself up a point. John McClane, oh, and we missed that actually. There was a last lap overtake, so apologies for that, but Marson actually managed to overtake John McClane on the last lap and take that 9th position. So there we go. Very enjoyable race. My voice has seen better days. I need to go and get myself a cup of tea and have a lie down. Already looking forward to the next race, which will take place at the same time, same place. Well, obviously not same place, a different track, same place. I will have my co-commentator Mo on board for the next race, and keep an eye on the SOR channel as we'll upload some hot lap videos and highlights packages and that kind of shiz. Thanks for joining us for this broadcast. My name's Ocean Chief, and I'm going to go and lie down. Later.